I have to say, also, hi everyone. Glad to be here, Davis speaking, and as always, we are back again to, well, drawing races for my indie game. We are going to continue this. We're going to chill out a little bit. Whew, okay, with some coffee. Yeah. I've been working a little bit on the commissions before the stream, and I've actually finished Claimer in full. Received 9 out of 10 from me. Not because of actually not. That's a, I don't know how to say this. That's a something to say on the side. Not because the anime lacked something, but because they kind of messed up. Story was a bit simple. That's the thing, anime itself was cut off from the original manga because, like, oh, we don't have enough viewership, and actually we caught up with the manga. Let's just mess up the original story and just make a bit rushed ending and just end it here. And that's where it went. I like the idea that potentially Claire and Rocky just went forgetting about everything, potentially creating some kind of relationship between one another. I like that just the group that was all those almost awakened claimers potentially, like, you know, went out. What I actually suspect, based off of the information we have in the anime, is that the organization created the problem with Yomas. Because they probably wanted to create some kind of super soldiers, and they started creating Yomas. And Yoma, of course, most of those were male, right? Yomas. So most of them were men's, and as we know, they started off making male claimers, right? Men. They were using men as their claimers at the start. But they've noticed that they were very easy to awaken, so they've, like, threw out the entire idea. And I believe that this is exactly what happened. They've just they wanted to create some kind of super soldier. It didn't went out. They created Yomas. Yomas started to be a problem. They started using girls for claimers. They've sent them out. They turn out to be more. They turn out to have a bit more integrity, and basically they started, like, focusing on clearing out Yomas that they've created and to earn money. And meanwhile, they've started experimenting, and actually, that's the thing. And potentially, I do believe that that's why all those because you can see that those awakened beings that we've seen at the end were different than the clearing. Yes. Clearing out Yomas. Yes. So I do believe that what actually went down was that because the Yomas we've seen had more some kind of a, how to say this, so those awakened beings that we've seen had much more clear mind. They had personality. They knew what's going on. They knew that they've awakened, especially those first ones, right? The first first four awakened beings, right? And basically they just, they just went, oh, okay, so this is what the agency wants us, right? Like, so we've awakened, and they just like either learned about those issues that agency was making those super soldiers, and they created Yamas, and that's why they've went on rampaging, because they wanted to get rid of the agency, or I don't know. Like, I do believe that this is how the original story went. I do believe. Oh, yeah, I really like I kind of like the idea they went for, because like everyone was expecting for Rocky to get with Claire, right? Claire finally like stop being, cringe ass, you know. When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city looking out girl, right? And just actually, finally thinking for herself. Yeah, that is a really cool idea. And what can I say? What can I say? Today, I thought I received an email already. So I've applied for at least partial So about the financing of my course, they've told me no, fuck off. Sorry, I have to start like limiting my swear words. Yes, I'm going to, when we are going to play GTA 6, everything's going to be everything will have to be, because of YouTube, censored. So unless YouTube won't do anything about it, I have to make my GTA 6 series with a censorship. Of course, I assume that I can still talk about guns and stuff, because that's like just normal thing, I guess. Like I can't like make jokes or talk about like certain things involving guns, so that's that. Like very specific events that are happening in countries like US of A. But I hate the fact that they're literally making me sound like an idiot. Uh, because of that. Yeah, I really like that idea that they went with Claymore. I really like the idea they went with Claymore. And to be fair, if I would have to continue this, like, I would have to, like, quote unquote, rewrite the story somehow, I'd probably just make the continuation to what the anime left us with. Which, like, to be fair, they left us with the continuation that it would be perfect for, like, slice of life or some shit. Like, literally just showing, like, how Claire and Rocky, like, turn out to live. And maybe, like, making some mix-up that, I don't know, the whole thing like went somewhere with something somehow, you know what I'm saying? And basically, like, claymores are the agencies no more, maybe, and and um like the claymores are just like meeting together, maybe making like some new agency where they're actually like, new organization, but they're like treating each other normally. right? They're making a rule not to make any new claimers, right? And just trying to clear out the thing. Who knows? I don't know why is like so many anime, if you finish them, they're genuinely like going on for like how to say this? They're going for like a actually, yeah, how do you say this? Going for endings that are literally just opening the doors to make like everything like slice of life. Like, oh, we've obliterated the BBEG. Now we are going to make make families and look at how it all went. Like, you know, this kind of thing. Like they're not opening like not that many anime at the end are opening the ending to the point where there could be actually something else happening. On one hand, I do understand it. I do understand that it might be because like they just don't want to continue the story, and that's why they are doing this. Because actually, when anime wants to continue the story, they're making a good opening. But I think it's kind of restrictive to the fans and how to treat the ending. Doesn't Claire die in the end? No, no. They think she's dead. She gets back to her own form, like her human form, because that one girl that she saved previously, the one that can twist, that could potentially, that could like twist her arm and make that like drill attack, sacrifices herself to pull her back and revert the transformation, kind of what Claire did on her when she was awakening. So basically, Claire turned out back, but that number 3, who's supposed to be like so good with like creating auras, said to the guy, you know, with that fedora, that she doesn't feel her aura anymore. So she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Doesn't don't think that she would be alive and stuff. So they consider her dead. But Claire at the end is just saying like, oh yeah, so I want to just live away from everything that we've been doing so far. Like potentially our road is going to be much more difficult because we'll have to watch out for claimers too. But just screw that, screw everything. I just had enough of this claimer life, and Rocky, would you go with me? And they like, you know, they hug with Rocky and depart. Meanwhile, the other 3 girls are like making a like, one of them is saying like, oh, you know what, screw this thing. I don't, sorry, last 4 girls that we seen, one said like had the second sword because she took from that like girl that was like making her body like very muscular, and she took the sword after her death, and she was like, oh, you know what, screw that, I don't want to have anything connected with being Claymore. I'm just going to go and live somewhere, and I'm going to just train to become stronger and lead a life of my own. And the other girl was like, oh cool, I guess I'm going to do something similar, but I'm going to spend my whole life on collecting evidence to expose agency. Oh, and the last 2 were like, oh cool, well actually we don't have anything, so I guess we are just going to go together. BFFs forever, you know, best friends forever type shit. But maybe like they've started like opening in a bit different BFF way, if you know, you know. And basically that was the end of everything. The agency was still the agency, the claimers were still being made. The that awakened girl that supposed to be like that very powerful awakened being, she detected the Claire's Yoki, and she, considering that she was made out of that number one that took care of her, she had the same kind of like flavor, I guess, and that activated her. So she evolved, and she evolved again while fighting with Claire. Claire evolved too slightly, and they were like fighting against one another, and that was basically it. So, and the other girl got her ass handled to her because Claire turned out to be like way more powerful than expected, and the other girl like turned back and she was like, no, please. And Rocky was like, no, please. And the other girl was like, take me. And basically, you know, that's how it went. And the Sophia, was it? Sophia was taken by that guy, that silver thing, I guess. However was his name or something like that. Silas? I don't know. Let's call him Silas. So she was taken by Silas. So yeah. Also, it's quite ironic that actually Sophia, after like, when she turned back, she was in her human form, not Claymore form. She wasn't looking like Claymore. She had brown hair and stuff. So she like reverted. So yeah. Actually, I think I could potentially make it like this and just make couple realistic paintings to show off that I can still work with realism, but I think they need my to see the like those abilities, the same abilities that I would use for the project in a form of like realism or something. So they would know that I can do this thing, but in realism. I hate the fact that actually, despite everything that people are saying and talking and stuff, like you spend like time to learn anime and other styles, and in the end they're kicking you in the butt and tell you that no, sorry, like we are not working with the stylistic choices, we need someone who knows how to draw realistically. And like, damn. But it's cool if like you're, that's why I always say that it's cool if you start with realism. If you start with realism, you actually have a bit more chances for yourself. You are giving yourself a bit more options, because later on it's much easier to take the realism and stylize it into anime than learn anime and then relearn most of the things into realism. Which is actually potentially something if you're focusing only on anime, because no, if you want to become like concept artist for the games, they are not going to accept portfolios that are going to be made out of mostly anime styles. You need to learn how to make realism, which sucks. Also, can't wait for GTA 6, and I can't stop playing GTA 5 because yes, I'm recording GTA 5. I have a bunch of things that I need to do, but like I'm already making the plans to start making the videos and posting them. The thing is that potentially I will have to start limiting the streams too. if I want to do it. And I'm saying this and doing this mostly because, believe it or not, realistically, if I want to continue working on my if I want to continue working on my projects with high density, I have to really like start making more space during my day. And actually, if I want to expand my YouTube channel, I have to work on the YouTube videos, because again, streams are not considered by YouTube as videos. They are not considered normally. So they count in different statistics, basically, which sucks. Alright. Humans out. Yeah. I need to clean my tablet. Give me a second. So yeah, that's the thing. Although I was thinking about making like episode like streams, basically. So like, oh, I would stream for between 30 minutes to 1 hour and just call that an episode, and then taking that and throwing it and reposting it as a video after some edits, right? Like censorship and stuff. Which is also a technique that I could potentially do. You know? But then if something would happen, I wouldn't be able to cut it out, so because it's all going live. That's why I'm still like wondering what do I want to do. Potentially next week is going to be maybe last week where when the whole week is going to be only streams. And starting from yet another week, I'm going to start like posting videos and stuff. And we will see, because potentially there's going to be a lot of videos being posted throughout the day, because I also don't want to leave all of you, you know, without much content. So that could be cool, I guess. Also, I've already like, you know, started adding things into it, you know. To be fair, I really don't feel working on those. I really want to make those games ASAP. That's the problem with the concept art. You know what, folks? Starting from the next stream, I think we're going to shift the plan. I'm going to just work on those in my private time, just to build the portfolio, and we're going to just skip all that crap, and I'm going to start working on the game. Because I do want to make the game ASAP. That might be it, you know? This is taking way too long. Also, I'm making a lot of streams where I'm just talking. I'm not really doing proper like work, I guess. I'm kind of, you know, I'm kind of noticing those things by myself, you know. But yeah. But yeah. For now, let's just do this. They're going to have like really big noses too. And give men those bushy eyebrows. So yeah, now after watching, finishing watching Claymore, I'm going to come back to One Piece. One Piece. Hell yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait. Also, it might be that actually the moment I'm going to come back to, like the moment I'm going to be by the end of One Piece, where, you know, for where I've planned all of the series for so far that I'm supposed to watch during my breaks from them, I am going to actually hit they are going to actually hit ending on One Piece, because apparently it's this arc that's happening right now. It's a very long arc, and apparently it's going to have like very, you know, it's going to be very long. Okay. I'm still kind of mad that I can't really play normal music anymore. Also, thanks to YouTube. A lot of people recently started noticing more and more changes that YouTube is involving, so yeah. That's basically it. No, more like this Blastos, this like Blastoise like shell basically is going to have like very similar connection here. To be fair, I could reuse the characters we've done for my artistic universe, you know, Gilded Shards. We could reuse those characters, but then it's like it kind of makes no sense to reuse them. Oh my. All right. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let's just do this. Also, again, no face cam today because of the AC being again at 22 degrees Celsius and my room being an oven. I'm really suffering here. Hi Simi, sir. Hi, good to have you here. How are you? Hope has gone. How have you been? Hi. So yeah, I've been working a little bit on the commissions before the stream. I'm going to work on other things too after the stream. Probably I'm going to record some more episodes of GTA 5 because, you know, I want to prepare like as many episodes as possible before like I start introducing more things, right? I just want to have like I'm one of those folks that prefer doing the like pre-made episodes, like record beforehand and have some backlog. I know that there are some folks who are recording at the same day and post the same day. But like if I want to, for example, post 3 episodes every sometime, 3 or more episodes actually, then working on that is going to be a bit more problematic. You know? And yeah, basically I am kind of skipping the you can kind of say that I am skipping the construction. I'm still using some of it, but yeah, it's on purpose because I want to speed run making those. But I don't think I'm going to have a long stream today because I'm genuinely having difficulties breathing. So actually, I don't feel good. Also, yeah, sorry that yesterday I didn't make any streaming. I didn't make any stream. I was at the office, doctor's office. I was getting a checkup. Like that's the thing. I can't even talk normally. I feel like I'm choking on air. I can't even think straight. It's so bad. I'm going to have a stroke. That's it. That's it. I'm going to have a stroke. Goodbye, cruel world. I am. They were giving me like really bizarre checkup. Like I still feel like my good thing it was in my right hand, by the way. So basically, like I had I was like laid down on the thing, and they like took like the same thing that they're like pumping around your arm when they are checking your blood pressure, right? And basically they like cut off like blood flow from my arm for like and I was sitting, like, laying there for, like, 20 minutes, right? 20, not 20, sorry, 10 minutes. I was just laying down there with, like, my arm, like, just getting pale. And because, by the way, it was like the portion of how actually the thing's supposed to be. So basically, when I was, like, about to do the thing, they, like, took this really long, like, prong, like a needle, and jabbed me in my hand, like, between my pointing finger and a thumb, right into the muscles, right? And they're like, then they're like released the blood, and, like, I had to lay down there when the blood flow was coming back to my arm, and that was the the thing, the test that they were giving me. Really bad, bad, bad. I don't recommend, and I still kind of feel whenever I'm, like, moving my thumb in the right hand, it hurts, kind of. It's, like, very difficult, like, I don't have full motion in my thumb, basically. So yeah, that's that. Oh boy, I don't recommend, but at least I know that I don't have tetany. But then doctor said that if it's not tetany, then it's supposed to be something psychological. And he said that if it's not going to go away, like, if it's not tetany, I have to come back to him, and he's going to prescribe me visit other psychiatrist to check things through and verify things, basically. And he did mention, like, some name of the thing that I supposed to be checked up for by the psychiatrist. And apparently it's something that people with, like, PTSD have it, but I didn't went through any trauma as far as I know. At least not to such point to get PTSD, I guess. Like, shit, like, I think I just had just as messed up life like any other folk. So it's a bit weird, bizarre, but yeah, that's apparently the other thing. On the other hand, like, oh yeah, cool, I'm going to have some more in the viewing the attachments and stuff. So yeah. Oh well, you know, health will be health. I'm gonna go to the doctors. So yeah. Also, I know that I'm mostly doing, like, art and stuff. Like, I am going to mix up everything also kind of in the videos here and there. Like, I want to make streams because streams are going to be like really long way for me to work on something. But for example, if I'm going to like, you know, let's say I'm going to make like episodes where I'm working on like a character or something like that, you know, like oh, let's make profile of this character, and like I'm showing how I'm writing, I'm showing how I like, and explaining like everything, why design it has to be connected with stuff, etc. So like, how am I connecting character to like writing of the character to its design and stuff. So yeah. So damn, I'm going to now continue Punk Hazard too. So yeah, I'm gonna continue One Piece. We'll see. Just, you know, doing my thing here and there. Also with characters like this, where or races where you have to genuinely like work out the where you have to genuinely like work out stuff related to a damn, how's it called now? Like an armor, you have to watch out to keep in mind how this armor is supposed to go, to make sure that you're not going to mess things up with like how the joint's supposed to bend and stuff, you know? That's why, for example, around here, around the joints, he like he has a lot of like, you know, movement that he can have, right? Meanwhile, if I would like block off everything, it would make it for him nearly impossible to actually move. Mm-hmm. This. And like this. Okay. Okay. I guess that makes sense. But there's a massive decision before me. Because again, what do we do? I would screw totally making portfolio. And I don't know, just do something else. Like, it's so idiotic that I have to do everything from silhouettes to working things out. Like, when I have everything in my head, it's illogical for me. It's waste of time. I would already probably have beta released for this game. If not because of this. Because it's very simple card game. That's my problem. It's a very simple card game. Okay. Screw that. Screw that. We're going to do something else, I guess. Yeah, we're going to do it like that. I'm going to focus on pushing the game with steps, so we are going to actually make the characters on cards, right? Again, it's supposed to be pixel art, but then, like, should it be pixel art? Yeah, pixel art is going to be much easier, especially to fit what I want to achieve with it, so... Okay, maybe. Actually. But the dwarf looks cool. You know? So yeah. I guess that'll be it. I know that this stream was like 40, almost an hour actually. A very short one, but yeah, I guess that'll be it. I just need to like gather my mind together and work some stuff out. It's really hot outside, like inside too. Like I can't bring down the temperature in my room. It's like I'm choking in here. I can't breathe. I really don't feel good to stream. That's why I feel like if I'm going to record, it's going to be much easier. Because that's going to be at least way better case to do. So, folks, also I feel like burned out. Like I need a moment, you know, I also have to like start doing some things for another project that I have. I'm doing outside of the streaming. God damn it. There's way too much. Way too much. So yeah. The shtick is easy. I'm going to... do something else. I'm going to probably... I have to redo my whole operation schedule with juggling all the projects that I have. And I don't have that many projects to juggle with. Well, I have a lot of them, but I have like, oh, I'm going to only do this one, and that's it, right? That's the cut. We've been focusing way too much on stuff that are like out of everything. We're working on the game dev, which I think it's not really that interesting, especially whatever we are doing right now, which is also not interesting at all for me, and my brain is not capable to focus on that, so we're going to make changes. We're going to start pushing things through. Maybe I'm going to start working on the game also off stream, you know, make bases for the characters, figuring out the style. We're going to then make a short a stream where I'm going to work out like all of the humans and races and classes, you know, for everything. Maybe work out all those characters that we want to go around with. And just, I'm probably going to still work out all those scripting and stuff outside of the streams, because again, I want to focus on graphics. So that'll be it. So I think I'm going to step off of the game dev for now on streams. Because it's just tiring, to be fair. It's just tiring. I know, like, I can do a lot more things with all of that, but it's just, for the love of God, way too tiring. Like, yeah, that's that. Mostly because of the freaking concept art. If I would when I'm going to be like, okay, I think I'm ready, I'm going to sit down to it, I'm going to work out everything, and I'm going to do the whole shtick. I need to also rework the logo, so I guess there's a bunch of other things also to do. I give up. I'm just going to I give up on the portfolio. At this point, like, there's, like, it's impossible for someone who's going entry level to actually enter the thing. It's impossible, because you have to already work on a project, so you already have to have a job to make a portfolio, because you need to have, like, professionally made, like work done for the thing you're trying to get job for on entry level. Like, entry level shouldn't be requiring from you anything like this. It makes zero sense to require from entry level people like portfolios and stuff, because you know that they are going to be like low skill basically, so you can't expect much from them. So you don't have to expect portfolio from them either, because all of them are going to look very the same. Or at least don't expect like portfolio made strictly only with the concept art graphics of like professional grade. Just allow them to just draw whatever they want. Oh, they don't have a work done in this specific style? Ask them to draw whatever in that style that you need. Problem solved. Like, they require, like, concept art itself is problem solving. It requires not only art skills, but it requires a really good like knowledge of anatomy, really good knowledge of many other like rules to draw, to design. But they also require like very strong logical thinking from the person to solve problems which are like of which is just like designing those things. Like, entry-level person shouldn't even take care of like working out stuff. Like, okay, I understand silhouettes, I understand sketches, right? I understand like making resources, but they're supposed to be like, it's entry level. Still, I'm so salty. And this hatred towards that grows bigger and bigger every day, because it makes no sense for me. Like, okay, okay, require like something to prove that they can draw, but again, like, normally people need like something to like prove that they can do their job. Like, even if they would want to like prove that they can work with the concept art and stuff, why not just making a task? You know what I'm saying? like, okay, so we've got those people who by their portfolios know how to draw. Here's a task for you to design us in this specific style this thing. Remember to like prove your entire process. So you have to do all those things that now they require, for example, from me to have in portfolio. And it's problem solved. So how they need problem solvers without having basic problem solving thinking capabilities themselves. Like HR also needs like problem solving, and this is solving all of problems. Like it's yeah. I hate it. It's illogical. But whatever, folks. Whatever. Well, that's what we are going to do. Nothing else, nothing more. So I'm going to rethink what I need to do. Do those things, like implement those things, and start working on those stuff. I've got roughly 20 ideas. 10 for Vtuber, 10 for anime characters as illustrations. So, and I've made the thumbnail already for illustration making. So that works, I guess. That's what we are going to do. I still need to make viewers request again. So probably tomorrow, viewers request. What else? Yeah, I need to plan out stuff a little bit more. Maybe I'm going to also push game dev on recording videos, because it also appears to be much easier way to do things. Like just explain my process, then do like speed up me working on those stuff. So like you're going to see me like working over the things and stuff, but like I'm going to focus only on that, because like again it's also difficult for me to think, especially nowadays in this current thing. Like I'm seriously brain dead. I also feel like I need a break. I definitely need a break. No thinking, no nothing. Also a break from drawing stuff. I need to play something. I need to spend a day to play something. And in theory, if I would, and what I can do is recording myself playing GTA 5. That's the max I think I could muster out of myself nowadays, because it is actually clearing. I do enjoy recording video games, apparently. I do enjoy doing that a lot. And it is kind of refreshing. Because like with games you don't have to think what to do next. Because games are guiding you what to do. Even if I'm going to play like, you know, some Souls-like. Like, okay, I can go and do whatever, I can fight with whoever I want. And that's it. Right? Well, like, it doesn't matter if I'm going to do this or not. I can just, you know, take a moment, take a break. I can, you know, do my stuff. And that's it. So, you know, so yeah, that's going to be the main course, I guess. Um, Speaking of which, yeah, I think it is a good method to work out all of those things. Like this way. I need to, like, you know, make a bit better assortment of how I'm going to work it all out. You know, I have a... So I'm going to probably... I've got already a schedule. I've got a new schedule for content. I know where I'm going to record videos. I know where when I'm going to stream. All I need to do is just sitting down, take all of the material I've got so far, which is bunch of episodes, and edit them through and see where that's going to take me. You know? See where that's going to take me. I've got a Lego Batman. I know what I want to do with it. I'm going to make just one massive episode. First of all, I need to... So I'm going to just make, like, you know, nice edits of those quote-unquote episodes, because those are like over an hour, kind of like what we've had with streams, because I was recording full chapters, so that's like 6 more episodes plus one more, 7 additional episodes that I've recorded, and I want to cut it nicely and, you know, just operate with things like that, you know, and see if I can like, because I don't want to make like a whole thing, you know, if I know that there's going to be like a bunch of those, like one next to another that I've done, I guess I'm just going to, like, you know, cut them. I'm going to totally forget about Lego Batman and just, you know, maybe just start editing the videos I've done for GTA 5 and make something else and edit another videos. So that's the thing. Yeah, I guess that sounds good. That sounds legit. Yeah, and that does make sense. Like, forgetting about Lego Batman and just working out the GTA 5 episodes, editing them, editing those, taking another thing to play, editing that thing. Yeah, it's still pain in the neck. It's still pain in the neck. Like, in general, I do feel burned out. It's a, you know, it's a problem I've been kind of, you know, struggling with recently. So, uh, okay, there it is. So basically, I supposed to make a stream. So there should be like 5 streams throughout the week. 6 pre-recorded videos, give or take. You know, just basically, like, I've just been figuring things out and, like, noting what should I do, where should I be going with those things, how do I want to work things out. I've made like I've also made a day off where I'm just like batch recording bunch of videos and edit them all, you know. Yeah, that'll be it. It's just hard for me to really push through everything. We'll see. I'm going to just take care of myself through that and like refurbish that. It's been really hard to sustain myself, especially that I was in high hopes because I thought that YouTube finally is going to favor me a little bit, but in the end, I'm getting kicked in the balls again. You know. So yeah, folks. As always, stay creative, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye.